Hi everyone, I wanted to tell you about a juicer that I just purchased. It's from Aobosi, Aobosi, I hope that's how you pronounce it. It's their model AMR8825. It's a masticating juicer, and so far I have to say I'm really impressed. So my previous juicer started having some real issues, and I figured rather than try and get it fixed, I just replace it with a new one. And I wasn't really familiar with this brand. And to be honest, I was really skeptical at first because it cost about a third of the price of my previous name brand juicer. And I figured, well, it looked good, and I wrote them and asked a couple questions, and they were nice enough to answer. So I thought I'd give it a try. Okay, just a quick word about juicers in case you're in the market and trying to decide what to get. You know, there's lots of different styles and types out there, and sizes and prices, and it can be a little bit confusing. And just to simplify it, there's two types of juicers. There's masticating, like this, and there's centrifugal. The masticating juicers use a pressure method. They're slow, and they kind of use pressure to extract the juice out of the fruit or the vegetable. They're slow and they're quiet. And the centrifugal juicers work at kind of a high speed and like a blender, and they spin the juice out of the fruit or the vegetable. And they're noisy, but they're fast. So there's really two trains of thought there. They're both good. They both give you about the same yield as far as the amount of juice. It's kind of believed that the slow masticating type retain more of the nutrients of the fruit or the vegetable because they don't heat it up, and they're slow, and they use that pressure to extract the juice. So you can kind of decide for yourself. I like the masticating type, and that's what this is. So we'll talk about this one. Okay, so there's really four main components that go together. It's very simple. I'm kind of doing this from backwards, so it's a little bit awkward. But here's the bottom chamber where the juice gets separated from the pulp, and that just slips right down. Then you have the basket, and the basket has a little circle icon on the top of the basket, and you match it up with the circle. Little circle icon on the bottom basket, and it can only go on one way, so it's a cinch. Then the auger kind of twists on. You put the part with the hole in the bottom, and you just twist it on. It's really simple. It's quite a bit of pressure though, so you'll notice when you take it out, take it apart, it's really in there. So that goes on next. And then the top section just slides on easily. Can only go on one way, and then you twist it into place, and you hear a little beep, and that means that you are on, or you're connected, and everything's working. And now you can turn the power on, and you'll see a little display and LED up here. It says 00, and don't expect to see any more than that, because that's all you're going to see on that display. It just means that you're ready to roll when you see that. There's a forward motion and a reverse motion in case something gets stuck. You can throw it into reverse, and it'll kind of dislodge whatever's stuck in there, and that's how that works. Okay, so here's the fun part. Now it's time to do some juicing. I'm going to do apples and carrots. They're simple, and I enjoy that combination. So let's do that real quick. there's a couple of ways to load on the top here. There's a little chute in the back. So anything that has a diameter of less than, 3/4 of an inch or something like that, like carrots can go into the back easily. And then on the front section, there's a little latch on the front here that allows you to kind of disengage this little chute, and it just means you can throw things with a larger sizes can go in this area here. I guess you can use I core my apples just because it's simple, but if you wanted to just cut the apples and quarter them or something like that and take out the seeds, you could do it that way. Anyhow, I think that's it. Let's see, you turn the power switch on, and then you press the forward button, and then it gives you a nice slow rotation. As you can hear, it's not too noisy. It's a little bit, but the noisy part's when when you start loading it in. So I'm going to do the carrots first. You can kind of hear it's really crushing it, and you can throw in quite a few. It moves right along. So the juice comes out on one side, the pulp comes out on the other. And carrots, you'll have to empty this out every few minutes because it fills up pretty quickly. These are pretty, this is thick. Some of them are thick, no problem. You can hear that thing's got a lot of force behind it. And if you need it, there's this little handy device here that allows you to kind of push things along if you need it. I forgot to mention that. So that's kind of how that works. I could do the rest of the carrots in, in a couple of minutes, really. You can do several pounds of carrots. And then the apples can go in the front section here like this. And you can, they're really fast, and you can put in quite a volume. Like I said, probably about 1/4 of an apple could go into this side. And apples are fast. Crispy ones are best. I'm just mixing the apple and the carrot because that's what I do, about a 50-50 blend. And normally I would just do the apples, get them done, and then I would put it into a glass airtight container. Same thing with the carrots. Then I just have enough for 3 days is good. After 3 days, I think you start losing the taste and the nutrients. Some people say 24 hours, but I think about 3 days is okay to keep stuff in the fridge. So that's really about it. You can see you get quite a bit of juice in the process. I usually let it run. There's still juice there, so I just kind of let it go until it's dry, and then you have yourself a really nice blend. So it's fast. It's really good. It's really healthy. You can do greens, of course, celery and all that other stuff. I find that it takes so much of greens to get juice out that I kind of just stick to the apples and the carrots for the most part, just for myself. But you can do whatever you want. Green juice is great. It's all good. So anyhow, I hope you like it. The Aobosi masticating juicer is really great. I have to say, I'm very impressed. So if you're looking for something at a great price, just look no further. It's very, very good. All right, enjoy.